Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you. And if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe, leave me a comment, check out membership. I'm offering now a 16th class. Whenever you join, you get the first 15. It's already in the playlist. You can check out the playlist now. The 16th class that I'm offering now is numerology, and that's a journey into self-discovery. I'm teaching you the 7 different ways you can use numerology to learn more about yourself and to dig deeper into your past, learn more about your present, but also so you can go forward more confidently. So moving on, I'm going to be answering more of your questions that you left me in the community tab. There's still so many more to go through, so I thought we would do that. At the end of the video, I'm using one of Bradley Valentine's angel decks, and this one has to do with yes, no type questions. It's going to be 4 cards. So if you're wondering about things that are a little bit more black and white, you know, like should I, am I going to, things like that, this will be the perfect one for that, okay? So let's dig in. Ron asks, will the Ukraine wheat shipments that Putin has allowed to take place actually happen? So here's the thing. For whatever reason, when I read that, I said, I need to phrase it as, will they all actually happen? Which implies to me that some will and maybe some won't. Because I was definitely told by Spirit when I saw that question, I need to phrase it as all because it's going to change. There's more factors. Okay. And I had a card jump out. So the strength card literally went flying out. So the strength card is about strength, obviously, courage, and our patience being tested. Okay. The card of perseverance. Okay. So we're going to start off with the card of perseverance. I think that's a little bit of Vlad. He's trying to continue to persevere, right? That man is still putting one foot in front of the other. I think he's sick as a dog, but he is putting one foot in front of another, still going forward. But we're also going to have to persevere, especially those countries that are so deeply affected by this. They are going to have to persevere. The obstacle is, you know, I love the Magician card, except for when he is reversed or in the obstacle position, because that changes everything. That refers to an abuse of power, right? Because the Magician is very powerful, just like the Chariot card. And so this tells me this is a control issue, right? And we all know who's controlling it. And so, yeah, that's why I think Spirit told me to ask the way they said, ask about all. Because I think some, but not all, okay? 4 of Swords. The card of pulling back, withdrawing, holding, okay? This card does denote a holding pattern. It can also denote illness. We have to see what the next card is. Okay, yeah, not what we wanted, is it? So that tells me there's definitely going to be issues for some countries and for many people. So this is certainly a serious matter that needs to be addressed as a world, right? We can't let this happen to people. We need to do better. So I hope that answers your question, Ron. Some will get through, but not enough, not all of it, okay? Leslie asked, and we've looked at this before, but I think it's good to go back and to look again because energies keep changing, right? She asks, will Brett Kavanaugh be forced to leave the Supreme Court? And I think you guys know that I have said, you know, definitely I've always seen Clarence Thomas going, and in time, Brett Kavanaugh. I do not see them going together. I think it's 2 separate issues, 2 different things, and 2 separate time periods. But I know even though it's a lifelong appointment, I do not see it being a lifelong appointment for him, just like I don't with Clarence Thomas. So let's take a look. Let's take a look, Leslie. And I know other people are wondering about this too. It's certainly a worthwhile question, considering how much we've been through with the Supreme Court. So let's take a look. And, you know, if you're at home doing this, you know, make sure you're doing it with me. And for anyone that's confused, if everything goes as planned, you are watching this as a premiere, which means if you're watching it at the set time as the premiere is airing, I am in the chat live. This is pre-recorded, okay? I'm in the chat live with you, interacting. You can ask me questions in real time, and I can answer them in real time, okay? So not to confuse anybody with the premiere concept, it's just a wonderful way for us creators to actually talk to you in real time. I love it. I've had such good feedback and positive responses from everybody with this. So, and for all the donations that you give, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. It does help me to create better content, and I'm actually now in the process of getting a much better tripod system that has better lights and microphone and all that. So it always gets put to good use. Okay. So his issue has to do with relationships. Interesting. Because we saw when he was going through, you know, being nominated and all of that, that he did have some issues with relationships, didn't he? That was sort of one of his problems, to say the least. And it continues to be. However, not just do I think it's that, I'm also getting there's something with 45. His relationship with 45 isn't good. There's more to that story. There's something that we don't know. His relationship, okay, so like I said with the Magician, right? The Magician and Chariot are similar when it comes to control, abuse of power, that sort of thing. So just like the Magician, I love the Chariot card, except when it's reversed or in the obstacle position. And so here he is abusing power, trying to be too controlling, and now lacking control over his fate. There are things, see, and that's what I was getting. High Priestess. There are things that we do not know, right? She is the keeper of hidden knowledge, secret agendas, motives that no one speaks of. So there's more going on behind the scenes that leaves him fighting by himself. This character is getting no support. These are, you have to remember, these are all people down here. This character is alone on a hill. Keep that in mind. So yeah, I think he is going, and he is definitely setting himself up for many trials and tribulations. Susan asked, and I've been asked this before, but we haven't, once again, looked at this for a while. So will 45 face charges against crimes, face charges for crimes against humanity for what he did to the Mexican people at the border? Once again, sort of like with the last video I made, will he be charged with? Will he face what? To me, like I said, we've said this a lot on Hogarth's channel. He's going to be the most litigated man in history. Will it happen first? No, I don't think that's going to be the first one that he has to deal with. I don't. I think that is going to have to take some time. But it's there if he lasts long enough. I don't know if he's going to be around long enough. I don't think he knows. I think, you know, his higher self, because even people that we don't like still have higher selves, right? We all have oversouls, is looking down like, ugh, this could be a really good exit point, because we do write multiple exit points into our soul contract. And so that's why I never do death predictions, because it's up to you whether you take it or not. Okay. Here he is just trying to persevere. How often do I get this card with him? He is just trying to persevere. He's trying to put one foot in front of the other. I don't know about you, but when I saw him at that golf tournament, you know, where he had the Saudis there and, you know, near the 9/11, I mean, just so bad. The whole optics behind that is just so bad. I mean, somebody should have at least said, look, I mean, this is not going to do you any favors, even if you don't have a conscience. Like, this is not good PR. But why should he even be told that, right? Like, I mean, he should be patriotic enough to know that this is not okay. He didn't look well, did he? He really didn't look well at that golf tournament. How often do we get this for him? He is stressed, worried, anxious, having sleepless nights. This is not a happy man. I don't know about you, but I mean, his face just looked really bloated, red, you know, not healthy. Really, to me, he just looked very unhealthy. He looked very stressed, and his energy seemed really low. But justice is coming. Okay, so you asked, is he going to face anything? This is saying justice is coming from government officials, right? Here's the Hierophant. So yes, I would say yes. The only thing I can add to that is I'm not sensing that it's going to happen today or tomorrow, okay? So the cards are certainly suggesting a yes with that one, okay? Connie asks, will Rush Limbaugh fans still believe he was right? Like, are they ever going to wake up and see the light? You know, my initial thought on that is many will wake up. Many will, but not all. Not all. But I think a good percentage will. I think for whatever reason, the January 6th hearings, I really feel like it did something. It did something. I think it woke up maybe people that were sleeping, in a sense, right? People that weren't awakened to what's going on, that believed a lot of the conspiracy theories and the junk that we have thrown at us. So, yeah, I suspect some of them will. But let's see how the cards want to word it. Okay, so I think maybe they were seeing Rush as like this knight in shining armor, right? Like, oh, he's just a picture of perfection. This man speaks the truth. He knows what he's talking about. And they got stuck in that energy. They really got stuck with that energy. And they were in that holding pattern where they weren't seeing the light. They weren't waking up. They were stuck in that old world energy. And now here they are contemplating things. Look at that, 4 of Cups. They're like, ugh, okay, I'm not sure about these choices in front of me, but I guess I got to make some sort of choice now. Like, what do I believe? What do I not believe? Their thoughts remain conflicted. So that makes me think, okay, some wake up, some don't. So, you know, the reason that they're wearing 5 different colored tunics is to represent 5 different belief systems, morals, values, that sort of thing. So I think you're going to see the whole gamut. Some of these people will be more staunch than ever, but there's going to be those that wake up and they will ascend. They will move from 3rd density to 4th density, right? They will become more analytical, right? Because the Queen of Swords is about intelligence, analyzing things, right? She's a very smart woman. And so some of them are going to wake up. She also has a judicial flair. And so I think that makes me feel like what I was saying about Jan 6, that as they see a lot of this unfold with the court systems on TV and all of that, that some of them are going to wake up because of that. Okay, so I don't give up hope, but I'm also realistic too. I don't think every single one is going to be like, oh my goodness, I see the light, thank goodness. No, I think some will, which is nice, and some aren't. And the thing is, if you have those people in your life, you can't change somebody else's mind. They're on their own path. They're on their own journey. Send them love and light. And, you know, if they're toxic towards you, remove yourself from the situation. That's what I recommend. So Mark Meadows, this was a great question. I didn't write down who asked it, but I thought it was a good question. Mark Meadows in the car with Cassidy Hutchinson, where she said, you know, like the door was open twice, he shut it twice, like what was going on? And I really didn't know. So I had to sort of go into the energy of that day. And I'm getting like a real verbal argument. I wasn't getting any kind of like fist fight or something like that, but like a verbal argument between the two. And it was like, no, I'm right. No, you're not right. I could hear somebody say, this is a dangerous precedent to set. He is setting a dangerous precedent. Something like that, okay, is what I was getting. So I feel like it did have to do with 45. It was a very heated argument. Where the energies were just coming and going, and clearly, like, yeah, I don't think they wanted to be together. Not good vibes there. Not good vibes. And here's the thing. I don't see it having been resolved either, if that makes sense. So let's see what the cards can add to that, you know, disagreement between Meadows and Hutchinson. So what do we need to know, Spirit, about Meadows and Hutchinson? It had to do with legalities. Okay. Not surprised. It had to do with justice. Here's the justice card. What's just? What's fair? What's balanced? Really nothing in that conversation. And I think it was two very opposing mindsets going on. Big surprise. Here's one of my cards for 45. This is what they were arguing about. Okay. So I think that's just spot on. Things had really changed between them. Knight of Wands is the card of drastic change. So like their relationship was actively evolving and changing, and not in a good way. 8 of Swords, not in a good way. So where she was feeling, I think this is her. She was feeling like stuck. She was feeling kind of trapped in that situation. So I hope that gives you a little bit more insight into that exchange. And then let's finish up with Elizabeth's question. Do I see extreme weather in 2023? So this winter, do I see it being extreme? Unfortunately, I do. Let's take a look. And when I say that I do, I get a global sense. Like I'm not just getting, okay, well, just here in the Northeast, or, you know, just in Texas, or just in England, or no, I'm getting like a very, like universal, global, international type feel. And I, for whatever reason, do have some concerns about Europe and the UK also when it comes to this winter. Okay. So what do we need to know, Spirit, about this coming winter? What do we need to know? Okay. All right. Okay, so we start off feeling brokenhearted. All right, this is not what we want, right? This is not the winter that we want. That's going to be an issue. So yeah, that's what I was seeing. There's going to be some pretty extreme weather, and the fact that we're going to be feeling brokenhearted means like a real loss, right? A loss is going to be accompanying that. People wanting to go to smoother waters and they can't. So not just is this card in the obstacle position, but it's literally reversed. So what I have to say about that is if you are told to evacuate or to plan a certain way, make sure you do. We don't know everything about what's going to go on yet. Okay. I think that's just normal, but don't be disillusioned. Okay. And also too, don't believe it if our politicians and people like that try to downplay it. You know, make sure that you trust your gut, listen to the weathermen, that sort of thing. Do what you need to do, because there is government assistance that will be coming. Okay, so that tells me, all right, if government assistance is coming, then there's actually like a real winter issue here, where they're going to have to give like federal assistance and things like that. So So let's do a 4-card pull. So this is the sort of thing that you'd want to ask yes or no. Should I buy a car right now? Should I move? Should I take that job? Or will I? Will I be offered a new job? That sort of thing. So take a deep breath, center yourself, and see which card resonates with you. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay, here we go. Card number 1, yes. The answer is yes. Card number 2, choose a new direction. Choose a new direction. The one that you're on isn't the right one for you. Number 3, no. And number 4, unlikely. So whatever you're asking, it's unlikely that it's going to happen. All right, everyone. I hope that was helpful. It was a pleasure making this video for all of you. And I hope you guys all have a fantastic week. Bye, everyone.